When I first began to examine the whys and hows of producing a painting about the Vietnam War, I had to clarify my own credentials. Could I pull off such a thing? Well, I am a Marine Corps combat veteran, and I was in Vietnam in 1968 and 69, and I have an art career that has spanned almost 40 years. So I did live through those days, and I do in fact have the creative know-how to make something of this inspiration. And that is to orchestrate an ultra-realistic narrative on canvas that would tell stories that still need telling, but do so in a way that no one else has ever done. The mainstay to the painting, and frankly the cornerstone of my purpose and motivation for embarking on this artistic mission, was a paper rubbing of a name from the Vietnam Veterans Memorial in DC, the wall. It's like the thousands of rubbings personally preserved at that hallowed place and now held dear by people, perhaps like some of you. My treasure read, John R. Dawson. In 1967, I had trained with Jack Dawson and many other young Marine Corps lieutenants while at the basic school in Quantico, Virginia, before being sent to Southeast Asia. He was a big guy with a wry sense of humor. He was a man of character and was a reliable and a very brave Marine. His death, like the other 58,285, broke many hearts, but especially his families. It's been said that the veterans were the victims of this war, but the families were the casualties. As one of the paper collage components of Vietnam Elegy, Jack's rubbing symbolizes the collective loss that all the families, the friends, the Marine Corps, and this nation suffered as a result of the war in South Vietnam. This painting is being dedicated to my fellow Marines and to their families, and it will also forever memorialize the sacrifices of the men and women from all military branches who gave their lives while serving their country, and did it at a time when it was anything but politically correct to do so. The U.S. government's mantra for succeeding in South Vietnam was winning the hearts and minds of the people. While not bombing them off the planet, focus was applied down at the grassroots level, in the hamlets and the villes, to the use of propaganda leaflets in an effort to be a more insidious force for good, encouraging the locals to turn in weapons, pinpoint the location of landmines or booby traps, as well as promoting the Chu Hoi Turn Yourself In program. Psychological warfare strategies, such as the airborne leaflet, have been used successfully for more than a century. I don't recall ever using Vietnamese currency for the purchase of anything. So frankly, I'm not even sure where I got this 100 dong note. More than likely, I simply got a kick out of someone else's humor and their effort to emblazon a Mad Magazine character on the face of the local legal tender. Caught defacing currency could have got me in trouble. What were they going to do? Send me to Vietnam? If a GI wanted his paycheck in cash, it came in the form of MPC, military payment certificates, called funny money or monopoly money. The military started using this currency for payroll because the black marketeers and the enemy were using greenbacks to buy weapons and ammo. MPC has been used to pay GIs on duty in foreign countries starting way back in 1946, and it ended in 1973. I think it's important to remind people, as they visually examine the painting, that this work of art, while being a mixed media piece, is close to 90% hand-painted. And I've used both oil and acrylic paints on the canvas. The remaining 10% is made up mostly of paper memorabilia that I brought home from the war zone, and one very important paper artifact collected as a result of the war in South Vietnam. Incorporating all these paper items, utilizing collage techniques, gluing them to the canvas, seemed not only logical, but also accentuated the historical significance of these documents. These mementos spoke well enough on their own, rather than have me recreate them with paint and brush. And frankly, I did not want to be hand-painting currency notes and machine-printed flyers with teeny tiny lettering, in Vietnamese no less. I only look stupid. Of the paper items, of obvious and greatest importance is the rubbing from the wall that I had composed on my first visit in 1988. Kept it in a special place all these years. And with the family's blessing, it is now the centerpiece to Vietnam Elegy.